Okay, I think. Okay. Good job. All right. We're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, I think. All right, thank you. Thank you, buddy. I'll go ahead and get started. Got another minute. I could have put another light on. All right. I think I have all of everybody. All the streams are on. Got all the streams in. Okay. I think all the setting is good. So, welcome in, you guys. I'm Coach Naya. I'm the host. I am the instructor for the Power Within Leadership course. This leadership series is what I created to help develop leaders to operate in their purpose. So, I'm going to go ahead and do a recap of episode 2. Episode 2 was humility, the strength of a servant leader. Humility is confidence without ego, and humility doesn't mean insecurity. It doesn't mean silence or shrinking yourself. We learned that true humility is accurate self-awareness. That's what we learned in episode 2. This is episode 3, accountability, integrity, and fairness, the mirror of leadership. So we're going to go ahead and jump into it. The mirror of leadership. Leaders need truth tellers, not cheerleaders. Now that is so important. It's kind of like iron sharpens iron, right? This is what you want in your corner. These are the type of people that you want in your life. Leaders. Leaders need truth tellers, not the cheerleaders. Strong leaders surround themselves with people who speak truth, not just affirmations, okay? You don't want someone just telling you, yeah, you did a good job, keep going, keep motivating you, but are not telling you the truth that, hey, you know, the way you spoke to this person or the way you handled that, it could have been done a different way. You know, being truthful. And a strong leader also understands that they have to be open for that constructive criticism. And I don't like to call it constructive criticism because as leaders, you find your peers, you guys should be two of a kind, meaning that you guys both are operating in purpose. You may not lead the same, and that's okay. However, the standard, you're going to stick to the standards, the rules, the regulations. If you abide by that, you guys should be balanced together, right? So if my peer checks me and say, hey, Coach Nye, the way you talk to that, it made this person, I should go into it with an open mind, understanding that my fellow peer is not coming to me to act as if they're better than me or to pull me down. So to be a truth teller, you have to be open to receive the truth, right? As a leader also. So cheerleaders celebrate you, but truth tellers sharpen you, okay? Iron sharpens iron. I don't need I don't need followers. I don't need people just telling me, yeah, you do it. I want other leaders. I'm going to develop other leaders. You're not just going to follow me. You're going to become a leader because I'm going to teach you. I don't want someone just telling me, hey, great job. That was a great sermon. That was a great speech. That was a great, just to lead me on to be attached to me, right? I need someone that's going to tell me the truth because it's going to sharpen me. It's going to help with my growth. That's what that's about. So growth requires voices that correct, challenge, and clarify. Growth requires voices that correct, challenge, and clarify, as we just talked about with leaders. A secure leader invites accountability because they value development over comfort. That's it. Accountability is the number one key to being a successful leader. And I would value you being honest with me, right? I'm secure in who I am and whose I am. I'm secure in my purpose of what God blessed me to do. I'm secure in my what my job and what I'm supposed to be doing to help God's people or whatever it is He appointed me to do. I'm secure in that. So someone coming over to, as we talked about earlier, to try and correct me or, give me words of wisdom, I can't get in my mind and get in my head and say, oh, they haters. We talked about that earlier today when I was on live. Oh, they're haters. Everybody's a hater. If they're trying to correct you, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to correct your fellow leaders. So So the anchor for that is affirmation feels good. Truth makes you better. Affirmation feels good, but truth makes you better. I don't need you to, let's talk about it. That money affirmation y'all do. Money comes to me easily. Money comes to me easily. Money, I just feel good just to say it, right? But it never comes to you because you don't even believe. The truth of it is you have to believe it to be so for it to come to you. Truth will make it better. It'll make it come to you if you believe it. So let's get into the next one. Integrity is who you are unseen. Who are you when no one's around? Integrity is not performance. It is consistency of character when no one is watching. That's what integrity is. It's not a performance. It's not an act. You know, a lot of y'all get on here and pretend to be the best coach there is, or pastor, whatever it is that you are. Yes, yes, yes. But when no one's around, who are you? Because you can perform well, but who are you when no one's around? It is consistency of character when no one is watching. It is alignment between your private life and public leadership. How you act in public should balance how you act behind closed doors. That's why I always tell people, just be yourself. Be yourself. A lot of people, you know, they look at being themselves like, oh, they got to change the way they talk. They got to change the way they act. No, be you. Be you. Work on trying to be, if it's excellence you're looking for, work on trying to be that, but just be you. True authority is sustained not by talent, but by unseen discipline and quiet obedience. So the anchor for that is character sustains what charisma attracts. Okay? So the third thing for today is fairness builds trust and unity. Fairness builds trust and unity. Fair leadership applies standards consistently and without favoritism. Being fair and impartial. Listen. Fair leadership applies standards consistently and without favoritism. Period. You can't, listen, as a leader, I don't care if you're a manager, supervisor, leader in purpose, or the pastor of a church, or deacon of a church, whatever you are, let me explain something to you. You can do all things, but God sees everything. The same way as we talked about when they brought the woman to Jesus and everybody wanted to stone her because she was an adulteress and Jesus was writing in the sand. And everybody missed the whole point of what was happening in that. And if you go back to, what's the book? Leviticus. Is it Leviticus? I'm not sure. I'll put it in the notes here. But if you go back to, they even talked about it a little bit in Deuteronomy. But they talk about that you have to bring both. The man and the woman, both. But the men brought just the woman. And when Jesus was writing in the sand, Jesus said, anybody without sin cast the first stone. But here's the thing. Everybody think that, because they had skeletons in the closet. No, it was because they were being biased. They brought one. Where's the other? It says bring both. So that type of thing. You can't be in a leadership position punishing someone and you're showing favoritism to the other. When people see equity in decisions, they feel safe and respected. Fairness removes confusion, prevents division, and strengthens unity because everyone understands the standard is applied with integrity. Fairness removes confusion. In leadership, it removes confusion and it prevents division. Meaning that we all know, especially in the military, it was always the two. You know, you have the one that was the favorite of the leaders of the NCOs or officers, whatever is the favorite. And then you have the ones that wasn't favorite. And those were the ones that was always on detail. Those were the ones that always had to, was in trouble. They couldn't call in for formation. They couldn't nothing. But these ones over here, you can do whatever you want. Matter of fact, you work with me. You do what I do. If I don't come to formation, you don't come to formation. That type of thing. So if you take that away, it removes the confusion and prevents the divisions, and it strengthens unity between everybody because we all trust each other and we all understand we're one. So consistency creates trust. Trust creates unity. We talked about that on each episode. We've been talking about that. Trust creates unity. If I trust you, we can be like this. But if I don't trust you, I'm always going to side-eye you. Always, always, always. So accountability protects leadership from blind spots. Accountability protects leaders from blind spots. Every leader has a blind spot. We all do, right? Accountability provides protection, perspective, and balance. When leaders willingly submit to counsel and correction, they safeguard their influence and prevent avoidable failure. It's prevented. So our anchor with that is what you refuse to examine can eventually expose you. What you choose not to check within self, you have to always check yourself. And that's why I created the RPI. The RPI is to acknowledge, release, practice, enter, explore, and empowerment. Those are the 5 pillars of the Trinity of Fitness Bootcamp, right? Those 5 pillars is your checks and balances. If you want a quick reference card, I have it on my website, tofbootcamp.com, and you can go under my shop, download it for free. It's a quick reference card, okay? So I want you guys to remember, accountability is not control. It is protection. Be accountable for your actions, okay? Be accountable for your actions. It's your protection. Now, we're going to do our declaration because I got an exercise for you guys that we're going to go over. It's a little lengthy, but we're going to go over it. So I want you guys to repeat after me. I welcome accountability as protection. I lead with integrity when no one is watching. I choose honesty over convenience. I trust others with fairness and respect. My character sustains my leadership. I am trusted because I am true. Okay? Now, your journaling homework, I want you guys to write down or work on what area of my life lacks accountability. What areas of your life lack accountability, and where do I cut corners when no one is watching? I want you to meditate on that. That's the one I want you to meditate on. Where do I cut corners when no one is watching? And then I want you to visualize and see yourself doing the right thing when no one is watching. That same thing that you cut corners, imagine yourself doing the right thing. What you think, what you see becomes your reality. Now, your leadership activity, this is the lengthy one. I give you examples for. Your leadership activity, we're going to identify 3 accountability anchors. We're going to do spiritual, we're going to do spiritual, emotional, and professional, okay? So out of the 3, out of each one, I want you to pick one, right? Pick 3. So spiritual, these protect alignments with values, faith, and calling. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples, okay? A spiritual mentor, a pastor, are covering who can correct and guide you. That's what you want to look for, something like that. Our consistent prayer, meditation, and reflection time. Scripture or value-based journaling or for self-examination. A monthly spiritual check-in conversation. Fasting or intentional consecration periods. Now with those, listen, with these, you can pick one. I just gave you examples of what it can be for spiritual. You can get your spiritual mentor, get your pastor, or someone that can help guide you in the times that you need it. Okay? For emotional, these protect self-awareness and emotional maturity. Okay? Here we go. Let's go. So it can be a therapist. It could be a therapist, coach, or a trusted confidant. Now, let's talk about that before we even move on to the next one. A trusted confidant. Let me explain this to you. I know at our big age, we still make this mistake, baby, because we just want to trust everybody and we want to see everybody for, the good that they are because we're good. Let me explain something to you. Just because we are good does not mean that everybody is good. And I teach people to categorize your friends. Listen, that friend shouldn't know all your business. That friend shouldn't know all your business. This friend shouldn't know all your business. You categorize them for where they work in your life. If this one is a good neighbor to do landscaping with, and you guys have a good time and y'all have great conversations when you're landscaping and you're doing outside work, stick to outside work, okay? Talk about the grass. Talk about the seeds. Talk about the birds. Don't talk about your marriage. Don't talk about what you're going through inside spiritually. God will send you the people that you need to see. And if you can't find a therapist, a coach, or a trusted friend, write it down, journal it. Journal it, okay? Now, weekly emotional reflections, writing down or reflecting back on what triggered you and why did it trigger you. Conflict debrief conversations after difficult situations. Conflict debrief conversation after difficult situation. Listen, I do not want you going into a full-blown conversation with yourself, because I know y'all do it. Listen, I don't want you to go into a full-blown conversation and next thing you know, you're in a full-blown argument with yourself. We're not doing it. We're not reliving it. You can do a debrief conversation, meaning that you'll do a self-reflection, not on everything that happened with that person, what that person said, and everything that happened in that moment and how you felt. It's a reflection, a self-reflection, so you can see where it is that you went wrong, where it was that you were triggered. Why did what she say trigger you? Why did it make you escalate? Everything is about self. It's not about the other person. Yes, they pushed you over the edge, but baby, you had to be the one to jump over the edge. You did not have to show back up in that building with a hammer and everything else. You did not have to go in there and kick the window in. You did not have to go in there and drag them by their wig. You didn't have to do all that. All you had to do was just check self. Disconnect. So when you do your debrief conversations after difficult situations, remember it's just a reflection. It is not to be relived. Okay, emotional regulation practices. I want you to practice breathing and pause discipline. What is pause discipline? Mean that you identify if you were triggered, you identify that you're triggered before you react, well, we're not reacting anymore. Once you heal and step into leadership, you respond. But responding does not mean popping off. That don't mean go tell them how you feel and you just want to keep it real with them. Nobody care about your keeping it real, okay? We're not doing that keeping it real. I don't want to hear nothing about your keeping it real. The response mean is that you pause, self-aware, awareness of your surrounding, right? Check, engage. Self, emotional intelligence, meaning that you putting the right emotion to that feeling. They stepped on your toe, it hurt. It does not get angry and you go off on somebody. You're not angry, you're hurt. Your toe is hurt. Go to the emergency room. Talk to a medic. Put a bandage on it. Find your 3-year-old because they got all the band-aids. Y'all already know that. So, and then honest feedback from someone who sees your blind spots. Listen, just because you guys hang out a lot and does not mean that this is the craziest thing, because it's people that you will be around. That's why I want you to be very careful. Ask God to bring you the people that you need. Because when you're starting to step into leadership and you step into purpose, you should already have found your balance with people, right? But for the ones that's learning about leadership and learning how to step into their purpose, you need to understand that once you start ascending and elevating, I don't like to use the word jealousy because it's just so stupid to me. It's used so loosely. What people do is, it's not so much that they're jealous of you, they're jealous of the success. They're jealous of the ascension that you're going through and they want it. And it becomes a projection onto you. So you got to be mindful who you looking for honest feedback with, okay? So the purpose of this emotional one is to prevent reactive leadership and protects credibility. Now, the purpose for spiritual, I skipped over that, is it keeps identity, obedience, and discernment clear. Okay? Now let's look at professional. These protect execution standards and growth. That's what it protects. And examples of that, a business coach or a leadership mentor, a life coach. Hit me up, tofbootcamp.com. I'm a life coach, right? You want to check your quarterly performance reviews. Even if you're self-employed, give yourself a quarterly performance review. Clear KPIs are measurable goals. KPIs the key performance indicators. A leadership board or advisory circle. regular skill development, and training commitments. Okay? The purpose is to ensure excellence, consistency, and measurable progress. So, what I want to close out is with this. Accountability anchors are not restrictions. They are safeguards. They don't limit leadership, they protect it. Okay? So what I did, y'all, one up, even though I told you that's going to be your activity, if you go to my website is tofbootcamp.com, and go under my blog, the highlights, go under the highlights, I've attached these two documents, two examples of accountability anchors, right? And so I've attached them. I got one that's A and B, so you can download them for free. Just go to my website, and I went ahead and gave y'all an example. So until you can figure it out or get a full understanding of it, that's how it you can use that as an example. Okay, I also put the 7-day discipline challenge workbook under my highlight. You can download that too. It's a free workbook. And if you're just now joining and you haven't seen episode 1, the 7-day discipline challenge, it has a 7-day discipline plan inside, and it goes to episode 1. So you guys can go download that for free. Listen, that is the end of episode 3. You know, I try and get straight to the point with our teaching. This is a leadership course, the Power Within Leadership series that I have. It's a 9-part series that I come in and give you guys different tips and teach you guys about leadership, how to operate in leadership in your purpose, right? Once you step into purpose, you're automatically into a leadership position, okay? So I hope that you guys apply these to your life, to your everyday life. It's not about you having to be a manager or a supervisor. It is all about you knowing who you are and being confident in it. It's about teaching you how to walk in your purpose, right? The God-given purpose, or the job that God gave you, whatever it is that God gave you, how to steward that thing. That's what these leadership courses are about. Also, for the ones, if you are in the Memphis or surrounding area, I am doing a pilot for the Operation Iron Will. That is a military calisthenic program that I'm doing, exercises, outdoor exercises that I'm doing. And then we have a leadership development workbook that we're going to work on. So it's part of the Trinity of Fitness Bootcamp, where I teach you how to heal spiritually, mentally, and physically. So that's why you get the workbook. So we're doing a pilot, and if you're interested in training with us, then go ahead and DM me, email me, go to my website, and you can email me, or you can email me at coachnye@tofbootcamp.com. And I can get you on the roster so you guys can come in. It's just a pilot because I want to make sure that things work. I want a different type. I want to take advanced. I want to make sure that it's beginner friendly and advanced friendly as well. So, you know, I don't want people that's been in the gym working out all this time and they don't get a workout out of it. No, I want it to be really, it's military like style. So it's really dope. I am really proud of it, and I'm grateful of it. So if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube. If you're on Twitch, go ahead and subscribe on Twitch. If you're on Facebook, go ahead and subscribe. TikTok as well. So you guys, I'm about to end the stream, and I enjoyed you guys. Thank you so much. I will see you next time for episode 4. Coach Nye out.